So when I watched the trailer, one of the first things that I noticed was that the game was going to have only 2 playable characters. And that kind of annoyed me, you know. The E series was only like Adol. Always, every single game was just that one guy, you know, that redhead, you know. And then even Origin was like that. So every single East game from like before E7 and below, you know, was just Adol Christie, you know, like the one character, right? So that's great. We got used to that. But then they introduced party members, 5, 6, 7, 8 party members, you know. So that was great. E7 did the same. They remade East 4 game with like several party members. East 8 was the same. 9 was the same, you know. So it was great. In these, you're only going to play as Karja and Adol. Fine. So 2 characters. So I don't need... I played the demo of East 10, but I didn't need to play it to know that that's like a step down in my opinion. I don't know why. So, yeah, one of the first things that I noticed long before playing the demo, you know, like years before playing the demo, was that was a disappointment that there are only 2 playable characters. I was like, wow, this is a step down for me. It's probably not going to be a problem for many of you, but it was a problem for me. It was like, oh, I'm playing, imagine Tales, man. Imagine a Tales game or a Star Ocean game, you know, with just 2 party members, the entire game. You see what I mean? It's like, I don't know. You know, I don't hate that decision, but I don't like it. So now that I play the actual demo, you'd be surprised to know that it didn't bother me as much as I thought it would. Like, I played it and I was like, okay, you know, I thought I was gonna hate it because only 2 playable characters, but nope. But I did have troubles fighting with the Karja. She's an axe user and she's a bit slower than Adol, and she feels a bit heavier than Adol. So I'll be completely honest, it's not that fun to play as her. You know, whereas in previous East games, it was always fun to play as most of the characters. But here, you know, maybe it's a matter of getting used to Karja. That's the blondie girl, the blondie Viking girl, though they call themselves the Normans here, the Norman. It's like calling yourself the Joes. the Normans, okay. Normans because of North, or I don't know. Anyway, so Adol feels fine. Adol feels like the Adol from Lacrimosa of Dana. In East 9, he and most of the other characters felt a little bit more faster, a little bit more chaotic, and I liked it a bit more because of that. So, but in this one, he feels great, you know. It feels responsive, the combat is awesome. And then it's got this I already forgot the name. The magical chain, you know, that you move from one location to another. Okay, so here's my mixed feelings about that. First and foremost, this is just the demo, so maybe a double jump will be available later on. But I feel like this little mechanic, this chain mechanic, was to replace the double jump. And I was like, no. Double jump has always been a feature in the large majority of the East games. And you're telling me you replace that, the double jump, for this fucking thing? And okay, I'm not gonna be too harsh on that thing, you know? What's the name of the thing, anybody? The chain thing, you know? And I'm not going to be too harsh on it because it works fine, you know. The majority of the time, during my playthrough of the demo, there were some occasions where I was like, oh, come on, why is it not working? Or, you know, but it works like great most of the time. So I'm not going to bitch about it, but I don't think it was a good idea to replace the double jump with that chain, you know. And if I ever review this game, I'll bitch about that too. I'll bring that up. The grappling hood, no, it's not called that, you know, but it's something like that. So anyway, one thing that I liked is that if you hold the right trigger, you know, Karja and Adol like stand side by side, and you control them at the same time. And if you stop moving at the right time, and a boss or someone, an enemy, makes a powerful attack, you know, the characters like they block it automatically. And then you have your combos, your special attacks, you know. I don't know. I thought that was fucking awesome. Awesome. And I know, it shows that they made it on purpose, for that. So that was great. What else can I say about the combat and exploration? The exploration, we'll talk about the sea exploration a bit. I'm talking about the human exploration, It's great, the layout of the dungeons, the areas, it's classic ease, you can tell it's the same, it's more of the same. A lot of people were comparing this game to Lacrimosa of Dana because it takes place in islands and stuff like that, but it's very different actually. Like many of you, when I played it, I was like, this is gonna be a fucking Lacrimosa of Dana ripoff, like it's the same fucking game again. But no, it feels very different. Sure, you still get the ocean and the island feeling and stuff like that, but not really. And I will tell you this about the graphics, they look great, but some of the character models in 3D, and even the 2D art style, when the character portraits in the menus, it makes me a bit uncomfortable. Like, I'm not sure I like it. I liked it way more in 8 and 9, or 7 even. So, about the 3D models, when you're fighting in the overworld and stuff like that, and a lot of the cutscenes look great, like Card just fucking beautiful. I have it with the original outfit. The disguise outfit she gets, it's fine, which is the default outfit that you probably saw in the trailers. I like that, I liked her outfit, but I like her original outfit without the mask. With the braids. I don't know, I love her, man. She's gorgeous. She's a bit of a tsundere, and I've always been a fan of most tsundere characters. What is a tsundere, you ask? The kind of girl that hides her emotions, and it's kind of like always serious and getting angry and stuff like, and making angry and serious remarks and stuff like that. That's a tsundere. But in the inside, she's a softie. Typical. It's a big cliche. So, yeah, in terms of graphics, I think it's fine. It didn't impress me. That's what I'm trying to say. Just like 9. I remember when people said that 9 was a bit of a step backwards in graphics. I never felt that way, but it was just, 8 is fucking gorgeous. It's an overly beautiful game. So how do you move up from that, So, Is 9 was supposed to be dark, so okay, I get it. But 10 is like, it's pretty. I like the graphics, but they didn't impress me. And the 2D art style looks, I don't know, man. Adol looks fucking gay. Look at the menus and oh my god, I don't know. Dude, I don't know what the fuck happened with the 2D art style. I do not like it. So, the music's fantastic. I thought the music was gonna disappoint because Takahiro Unisuga, which was my favorite of the Falcom sound team, he's gone. He didn't participate in this game. I think Mitsuo Singa is still there, and I think it shows. But I'll be honest, some of the songs are kind of like forgettable, but there were a couple of battle themes that were like fucking badass, and I was like, oh my god, I'm downloading that and using the fuck out of it in future videos. Great. I'm not sure how I feel about the navigation at sea. I'm not sure about it. I feel like I'm playing Suikoden 4, with a big difference that we got no random encounters, thankfully. There are encounters in there, but the game tells you, It's not like they come to you, they close in on you and you have to fight. No, they're still there and they're kind of optional. So that was brilliant. I was very worried when I saw the trailers. I was like, oh, don't tell me there's going to be random battles at sea. Like nobody learned from the big fucking mistakes Suikoden 4 made. Oh, thank goodness, So I played this game and I was like, oh, thank goodness, Random encounters are optional during at sea. But the ship moves so slow, even during battle. And the controls during battle, it's okay, but I feel like, dude, it's an ease game. Was this really necessary? I guess they were going for something original, like add something more than just your average hack and slash, typical ease hack and slash combat, They wanted to do something extra, and I appreciate that, but they could have thought of something else. It was kind of like, the ship battles are kind of like, I don't hate them, but I don't love them. Let's leave it at that. I have mixed feelings. I'm like, was this necessary? Like, I don't understand the point of this. These ship battles are like this is basically East 10 Pirate Simulator. Feels like that. They were influenced by pirates and Vikings and stuff like that. Whoever wrote the script this time, it was like, okay, yeah, it shows. But were the ship battles necessary? So yeah, but they're okay, I guess. But I don't know. I would have preferred the game didn't have them, But I don't hate them, they're fine. What else? Well, the story and the translation. The translation is very lazy. It's fine most of the time, but I did get into a scene. I don't know if this happened to some of you. I played the demo on the PlayStation 5. Okay, so let me know if this happened to you too. And I recorded footage of that. But I was in the middle of a scene with this huge bad guy. And all of a sudden, there's a lot of decision making in this game. But most of your decisions don't matter. You can choose whatever and nothing seems to matter. Maybe they will matter with your character relationships because there's a bonding system with the other characters and NPCs and blah, blah, blah. But most of the decisions they seem to be irrelevant, like in most East games, But I don't know. I made like a whatever decision of East 10, and all of a sudden, guess what happened, people? The English subtitles vanished, and I had to watch the rest of the scene in Japanese. PS5 demo. That happened to me. I don't know if it's happened to you guys. Can you guys tell me if that happened to you? I recorded that. I captured that. Right? I was just playing, Vanished. It just disappeared. It stopped being in English. The English subtitles, like a bug. Yeah, they were gone. And it was in Japanese. The text was in Japanese. I'm playing in Japanese, by the way. I'm guessing, the developers thought that everybody will play with the English dub, which is fucking... Well, the main characters are voiced by the usual guys, famous actors that have been there since forever. But the rest of the cast is fucking inclusive, and I don't give a shit about it. So I've been playing... I played the East demo in Japanese. So imagine, I had to watch the rest of the scene in Japanese, with the Japanese dub, with Japanese subs. The last thing that I want to say is that during this demo, I didn't notice it. I only noticed one political message in there. There was this NPC who says something about the world being full of injustices, and I'm pretty sure that's all he said in Japanese. But of course, woke Nice America added injustices and inequality. There's a lot of injustice and inequality in the world, and I'm pretty sure the script didn't have that, because there's no inequality in the East universe. So whoever was a translator, it just proves to me that's just going to be the tip of the iceberg. I know for a fact this game's going to have politics inserted in it. Like inequality in East? Have you imbeciles played any East games? They all have different races and they all like fight the Roman Empire. But there's races all over the world and they're okay. No one seems to have a problem with any fucking race in the world of East. No one. Oh, and there's a lot of injustice and inequality. Fuck you, asshole. Anyway, I know for a fact. So in conclusion, am I gonna buy this game? No, but fortunately a fan is gonna send it to me, and he pre-ordered the game before we knew Nice America was garbage and was woke and was altering translations, and this was before altering the Trails Through Daybreak translation. So yeah, but if it wasn't for this guy sending this game to me, I wouldn't buy this game, because I know for a fact it's gonna have fucking politics in the translation, unfortunately, and I don't want to support that, so there we go. Those are my thoughts on East 10. Let's go back to your questions, because apparently no one fucking cares about the East series anymore. I'm a bit disappointed, I was like, oh my god, the East 10 demo came out, everybody's gonna be asking me about that, but no, apparently no one gives a shit. But anyway, you're not missing much. Play the demo if you want to, but the best I can recommend to you based on my experience with this demo is just wait it out. Wait for the price to drop. Just keep waiting. I don't think the demo... What I'm trying to say is that I like the demo, but it did not impress me. The end.